Join the legendary Force MDs in the morning, along with Dr. Pebblee Poo, the first female hip-hop soloist, in the mornings on the Force MDs Morning Show, featuring Dr. Pebblee Poo, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, live on Facebook or on Uni TV and radio on the Force MDs page.
Yeah.
Okay, Speech. I think I see Speech backstage. He's kind of shadow boxing right now. Is that some shadow boxing? Oh, shoot, he got a nice little uppercut. Oh, yo, Pooh.
What's up?
Hey, Pooh, you might hit your wig off. Duck a little bit, Pooh. He might hit your wig off. Hold on a second.
Who's to say that this a wig?
No, I'm sorry. I
You got a lot of damn nerve.
Speech said it was a wig that you had on.
No, I didn't.
Speech, I know you ain't do that. I know you ain't do that.
Nah.
You know, that's Khalil, Mr. No Neck.
Yep.
Speech don't remind you of Guy Route.
He sure do, man. He look like Guy, right?
Yeah, he favor Guy.
You know, if Guy pop on, you're gonna see. But if Guy act like he's you, we're gonna shut him off. You know what I mean?
Okay, cool. How y'all doing this morning?
Oh man, I love your smile. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Same smile.
Hey, Speech, let me tell you something, man. We was talking about you before you came on, man, and we was talking about you last week. And I gotta say, man, you guys are so inspirational.
Yeah.
Of what you did with the Afrocentric contribution to the culture and the way that y'all did it. And not only did you do it, you won 2 Grammys at it too, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, not nominated.
Doing it well.
Yeah, hold up, hey, Speech. I gotta say this. They told me not to say it, but I always keep it real. I don't pull no punches, man.
Yeah.
I was just a little disappointed, man, that y'all didn't write my name in the bio that I helped write some stuff. And it's like, it's like I get left out a lot when I put in work. So I was like, at least I know Speech is gonna show me some love and put it in there. And, contributions to Khalil. He helped me with stuff. But I said, I'm not even gonna say nothing, man. Then as long as they went in, I said down the road, I'm gonna get them on the show. And I'm gonna give them to admit to everybody how I went down. So
thank you, bro. Thank you for calling me out, bro. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. It's the trauma for me writing all the Michael Jackson hits and the Prince hits, and they never gave me my credit. I wrote all these hits. I never got credit. I wrote What's Going On by Marvin Gaye.
Hey, Speech, I was gonna let people know you wrote What's Going On, Marvin Gaye.
There you go.
He was like, "Now you sure he wrote it?" I said, "Yo," I asked Pebblee. He said, "I think he wrote it."
I think. I'm not sure.
Hey, Khalil Peb.
Huh?
I had the pleasure of meeting Speech at the concert out in Georgia. Man, you met Speech at the Jackson 5.
I remember that joint. Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you, man, with Speech, Big Daddy Kane called Speech. Big Daddy Kane called you.
Yep, he did.
He rose up a little bit. Anyway, he said, Anyway, he got so hyped he froze up. So look, hold that thought. You still exist.
Yeah.
Again.
Me doing. Yo, Khalil, Big Daddy Kane called Speech out. Speech came and did one song. He blew the roof off the place. Like,
that was crazy. That thing was crazy. Oh my gosh, it was crazy, man.
I told you, I was an eyewitness. I was like, yo, this dude just tore his house down. Every person in that crowd was singing the song, man. Every person in that crowd, man. That's how that's how powerful that song is. I mean, very powerful and inspirational. The feel-good song, man, that made you can't help but sing it, man, in Speech, man.
Right.
Wow, blown away. Like, wow.
Thank you, man. It was good meeting you, bro. That was a great night. You know what I'm saying? Just to see everybody backstage. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny. I met Ecstasy's daughter, and Ecstasy had just passed Houdini, and I met her, and she was literally crying. And I knew Ecstasy because his daughter and my son were in the same track meets, and so they used to run various events together. Yeah. So me and Ecstasy would be in the crowd. And if you ever had anybody, like any child that runs track, these events last all day. So like you be hanging out all day long, like
all
7
day.
hours. You know what I'm saying? Like so we knew each other quite well.
Listen, I ran track in junior high school. I just ran around. That was it for me. I was like, I quit.
I feel you. I used to run track too.
I give you all props.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We know Pebblee for a while from running track. She had like 3 warrants when she was 14. So what happened was she always stayed on the run. But shout out to track for assisting you in your leg strength and all that stuff like that. Shout out to Devil XL, but XL DJ XL. But look, let me look. So are you from Atlanta or are you from Milwaukee?
I'm from Milwaukee. Milwaukee
Milwaukee Bucks.
Tell you. I told him, I tried to tell Khalil, but he think he know everything in the morning time. If he didn't eat, it's a problem.
Right.
So pretty much, if the Milwaukee Bucks play Atlanta Hawks, you go for Milwaukee Bucks.
I'm going for the Bucks every time.
I
will say this. My crew comes from Atlanta. Now that's the truth. Yeah. So I come from Milwaukee, but the crew comes from Atlanta, and we started in Atlanta. So it's a little, it's a little messy when we tell people.
Some speech. You reminded me of the Atlanta Chuck D. Like your style, the sound. That's the inspiration that you when your music came out. You reminded me of a Chuck D of Atlanta. Like you had that old stylist like Chuck. You and Chuck are pretty close, am I correct?
Yeah. Now what's funny, Chuck and I have known each other for a long, long, long time, and we're friends. And Chuck used to date a woman, and I used to date a woman, and they were roommates. So it's like, when I would visit my girlfriend, this is before I was married, this is before Chuck was married. So I would visit my girlfriend, and he'd be over there visiting his girl. So it was like, it's funny. Yeah. And maybe I shouldn't have said any of that, actually. I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
No, look. Hey, look.
Let me take that back. Let me retract that statement. Especially when I see the memes out there. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have said that at all.
Hey, Speech, let's go back to where I think it started. I think it was in college, right? When you pretty much started putting the whole concept together. How did that come about?
Yeah, so I'm from Milwaukee. I had a rap crew in Milwaukee called Attack, and we did well regionally. But when Milwaukee's violent, so I left Milwaukee because I really felt like I wasn't going to make it out of there if I stayed. Yeah.
Yeah, Milwaukee.
Don't sleep on Milwaukee.
Wait a minute, they just had something. I just seen something. They had like a shootout or something just the other day, and I was like, Milwaukee?
Yeah, Milwaukee is tough. So I left Milwaukee to come to Atlanta. I wanted to be down south, and the moment I got there, I went to the Art Institute of Atlanta. The first week, really the first day I got there, I hung up a flyer for a DJ because I started MC and I used to DJ. And I used to play Force MDS all the time, actually. Hey, no doubt about it.
Thank you.
And so
I resent that.
My man, headliner, who's named Tim, he answered the flyer. He was looking at it, and I talked to him, and we became friends, and we started doing stuff together. And it started working right at that point. Like the group started, just building and building, more members and more vibes, and it was great. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Now the old man in the group, the older gentleman in the group,
Baba OJ.
Yes. Like what was his part like what was his part in the group? Like he's like a ancestor.
Yeah, he was like the spiritual guider. He was the elder in the group. And it's cool, man, because I took a trip down to Jamaica once, and I went to his party. And you know how in America we have this generational gap where they always talk about the young people don't really mess with the older people. But I went to Jamaica, and there was older dudes on stage rocking, and all the young people was like 18, 19, 17. They was rocking to this music, and I was like, wow, this is what I'm talking about. And I wanted to imitate this elder vibe with our group.
You ain't gonna get away with that.
What's up?
Did y'all see what he just did?
What I do?
Hell no, you're not gonna get away with that.
What? He did it real like this. Yeah, the elder vibe. Yeah.
Yo,
Did it like nonchalant. The elder vibe, you know.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I like it. Real smooth. That's good. I like that elder vibe that y'all had in the group. I really like that.
Yeah, me too.
So keep. So you got the elder vibe. You got what's her name again? The one who's doing the dance.
Ishi.
He's killing the dance. It was like.
Yeah, pray for Ishi, y'all, because Ishi's had some health issues, some life-threatening health issues. Some, she's a young woman, man. Please, throw your prayers up for her. But Ishi's our dancer. Roz was our drummer. Airly Tari was my hype person. Like, she wasn't a hype man. She was a woman, and she was my hype sister. She's like, sort of like the Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
She was, man. She was.
Yo, let me just say, I gotta emphasize on how super duper dope the concept was. It's like when I first seen the video, I was like, yo, who the fuck is this? Yo, and not only that, it was like while you said it, you like, this is like, yo, who is this? It's like, yo,
I love that, man. I love that.
Because I'm saying what happened was, of course, the music, that was out at that time, a lot of it was just kind of like, just what it is today, kind of like the beginning phases of, self-destruction, to the point where it's like, creating that limited, concept of, of moving forward, not, expanding our minds to the rise of developing ourselves to our best self. And it's kind of like, at the end of the day, what you brought was so rich and pure, it just automatically just suffocated it for a while. And it kind of suffocated it for a while. And just brought that freshness in, where it's like, when you hear like Mr. Window, Tennessee, it's just like, you just feel good. It's like you ain't worried about robbing. No, because sometimes you got to think about this. Back in the day, we a little high and drinking, and you hear some music, boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
Like, I should just punch this dude in the face on GP.
Exactly.
So it's like, it wasn't that. It was kind of like, yo, I just, I was like, look, you know what? The music's like, yo, what's up, good brother? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hold on.
Feel good.
Let me say this. Look, I always want to salute you on that line.
Word up, salute.
When you said, I'm not an African. You said I'm an African, something like that.
Yeah. What did I say? Something like.
Like, I think the dude bumped it. Somebody bumped it. Something happened, and he got to come. Yo, brother, hold on. You don't want me. I'm not this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yo, my man. I said, hey, Pooh. I said, Mr. Feelgood is getting it in there.
And that's, it's funny. That's the whole point of the song. Like, I'm everyday people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I did want to make sure to keep it on the positive. So, like, even at the end, it's like Ishi says, it's not worth it. We don't need to go through all this. So, it's trying to bring it back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's real. It's just being real. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Steve, you okay? You froze up again? You froze up, right, Steve? Steve, you okay? Steve, you hear us? Well, he'll be back in. So look, watch this. Look, so let's keep going. So, all right, you form the group. You form the group, and how did y'all get into your first deal? How did you get the deal? How did y'all get a record deal? Because what y'all was doing so different. How did you get the record deal?
It was tough. We shopped around to everybody. I'll tell you who helped us out the most was Jermaine Dupri's father. So
what?
Yeah. Jermaine Dupri's father is named Michael Malden, right? And this dude was a starting off manager back in those days. He was just starting off in the game, and he loved our music. He heard it because we pressed a single with 4 songs on an EP. Mm-hmm. We pressed about 200 copies, started passing them around to people. He was one of the dudes that got it from another dude famous down here named Ian Burke in Atlanta. And Ian sent it to Michael Malden. Michael Malden loved it. He started shopping us to major labels because back in those days, you couldn't put out no internet record or nothing like that. You couldn't put it on a streaming service. So you had to get a label. And the labels was turning us down left and right. But one label named Chrysalis they was trying to get into the rap game, and they peeped us out. They loved Mr. Wendell, and they signed us to a single deal. So we had Mr. Wendell on the B side, a song called Natural, and we didn't release that because my grandmother passed. She was from Tennessee, and my brother came to the funeral, of course, and he passed the same week.
What?
Yeah, the same week. Two different reasons. So it was like,
damn, bro.
Last place I saw them was in Tennessee. So I wrote the song Tennessee.
Wow.
And me and my sister Airly Tari, we wrote the song. And then I told the label, because I was emotional. I was in a wreck at that point. And I told the label, I was like, look, if this can't be the first single, then I don't even want to do this joint no more. And they said, we love this single. So we shot a video for it. And then that was the first song that we ever put out.
Let me ask you that is amazing, man. Now, question. It seems like what I seen is y'all style, the Afrocentric style. It kind of opened the doors for like Erykah Badu, India, all that like followed. Y'all. It was like y'all came out there for a lot of people, and I know I just thinking and made that Afrocentric style that a lot of people followed after. And who produced the tracks for those songs? Oh, you a bad boy. You a bad boy.
Thank you.
Look. Yeah. Speech, you and who? You and who else?
You know, well, you know, it was me and Khalil. You know,
I'm so mad. I'm so mad right now. I'm so mad right now. Yo, speech, check this out. You are the only one, I kid you not, in all the years that we've been on this show, you are the only one to say, yeah, it was me and Khalil.
Right, exactly.
Nobody added Khalil. Nobody added Khalil. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And Guy is on here.
Right,
Your twin is on here.
I don't see Guy.
Yeah, he's on here.
Yeah, he on there.
I don't see him.
Join in, Guy.
Yeah, he said Ian Burke is a legend.
Ian Burke he's a legend. Like, you know the movie done with Clarence Avant, right? This movie, Godfather, the music.
Black Godfather, yes.
Black Godfather, right? So Ian Burke is that for Atlanta, basically. Like, he's that dude. Now, what's funny, I mean, this is how far I go back, though. Me and Ian Burke were roommates. We were literal roommates. This is before he was that dude. So, like, you know, man, this goes back, man. This is early hip hop history in Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Listen. Tamelia is saying, don't let Khalil punk you into these lies.
No. We know we joking. We just messing around. We just messing.
Not Khalil. Not Khalil.
Right, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. Okay.
Speech. The people that's talking, they 7:30.
Right.
They speech at 7:30. Better than mine.
Oh my God.
Speech. Listen. Speech. You can see, right? Like,
right.
I wear glasses so I can see. Look, do you see Pebblee? You see Pebblee? Now you know.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, I didn't know her real name was Pebblee. Okay.
They disappeared.
Right. They disappeared.
Hey, where did you go?
See that? That's jealousy. Speech, I just want you to know. That's jealousy. No, Speech. Pebbles is my real name.
Okay.
You know what?
Okay, word up.
Yes, it is.
That's funny.
Oh my God.
Hold on, let's keep going. Because this is dope. Because the whole y'all
can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Pooh. I'm sorry.
Can I ask a question? Speak. You was in a movie, yes?
Yeah, I've been in a couple of movies. Yeah.
Hoodwinked.
Hoodwinked. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I did a film. I did a doc. I made that joint called The Nigga Factory Hoodwinked, right? No, it's really deep. It's really
there he is. That's your twin. That's your twin right there, Speech. There's your twin. That's your twin right there. I was telling you about. That's what you look like, guy.
Word up.
What can I hear?
Hold on. You hear us, Guy?
Barely.
Fix your camera, Guy, because your head is like outdoing us.
Yo, I can't hear. Hold on, I gotta get my headphones or something.
Yeah, get your headphones. Watch your head game. Your head game is it's really involved right now.
Hey, listen.
Look, let's speak. Hold on. Let's speak finish what he was saying. Okay, no, God, right? Where you at right now? No, God, come in and come back out. So if you can't hear yourself, get the headphones. But speech, finish say what you're saying.
Yes, I did this documentary called The Nigga Factory. It's on YouTube. It's deep. It's powerful. Over 1 million views all around the internet. And so it's basically me trying to educate people on how long various powers have been trying to derail our image throughout the world. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's look like criminals, make us look like hypersexualized, non-thinking, emotionally, decrepit people. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what the piece is about. It's deep. It's 2 parts. I'm about to do a third. And
wow.
that's one of the films I'm in. But I didn't know if you were referring to 16 Bars. I did a documentary called 16 Bars. It's out now. It's on YouTube, but it's also, on other streaming services. And I went into a jail. I went into a jail for 10 days, and I started writing with the inmates, and I was documenting all of this experience. It's hot. It's hot, man. It's so hot. Yeah. So 16 Bars.
Oh, 16. I'm gonna check that out today. Definitely gonna check that out.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Yes, definitely.
Hey, Speech. I got a question, Speech. Just by you creating the music, a lot of the music to a lot of your songs.
Yeah.
Winning your first Grammy, man. How did that?
Well, it's crazy, bro. Because first of all, for me, Grammys meant a lot because growing up in Milwaukee and seeing legends like Herbie Hancock and Grandmixer DST on the Grammys and seeing, Prince and Michael Jackson, that was where that was my validity, as a musician, as an artist. Like that's what I would like to be one day. And so to be on that stage and to get a Grammy, then to get another Grammy, it was outstanding, man. It felt amazing, but I will say it was weird because it was the first album, so I didn't have a chance to get to know the industry at all. Like we got Grammys that first album, we got money for the first time in our life on that first album, we got to understand what fame was all about. So you're learning a lot of stuff at the same time. So that was tough, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you're only 21, you know what I mean? So you're learning a whole lot of stuff, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Can you answer this question for me? Like I only know of 3 kids. Do you have more than the 3?
Well, I got 2 biological and 1 adopted. So my family is like this. Like we end up bringing people to our crib, and they live with us for a while because they got family issues. You know what I'm saying? So
that's beautiful.
That's happened twice. So we got 2 biological kids, 1 that's not legally adopted, but basically our adopted son, and then we got a girl right now that's my daughter's best friend who lives with us, same reason, and so she's with us. So it's really cool.
How do they feel, as far as their father into the music world? Like, because my daughters, they look at me like, oh, that's my mom. But people run up to them and they be like, do you know who your mother is? Do you know who your mother is? And they be like, yeah. It's like nonchalant,
Yeah.
You know what I get? I get people coded. Hey man, your father was Full Force.
Right, exactly.
Force MDS.
It's funny. I was working out this morning, and my trainer, I said, "Yo, I'm going to be with the Force MDs today." And he's like, "Word up, Full Force, is Bow-Legged Lou going to be there?" I'm like, "No, that's not." No. But he's a fan, so he knew who y'all was, but he just got it mixed up.
Everybody
People get me mixed up with Tretch from not the look, but the name, Speech and Tretch. They always say Tretch.
Hey, yo, I got this on here. I just want everybody to see this. This is them winning the Grammys right here. Just look how young he was. Look at Speech. Speech look like he just bought a box of cereal, Crunches Berries. Like he got a box of Crunches Berries at the store. Like
Lucky Charms.
Yo, man, when I first saw the Tennessee video, it gave me the energy of Sly and the Family Stone. And so when I heard Everyday People, I'm like, yeah, they definitely on that vibe.
Yeah.
But was the Tennessee song, was that a Prince sample in that? Was that Tennessee from Alphabet Street?
Alphabet Street.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to put her on the back seat. Driver.
Yep.
So was that clear?
No. And so what happened with that was back then, y'all know this, but back then sampling wasn't really as locked in as to how you deal with this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Back then there wasn't a lot of laws yet and rules just yet. And so we sampled, I sampled a lot of stuff, but when I sampled that word, we didn't get it clear because back then the logic was if it wasn't a melody that you stole or if it wasn't certain amount of length of time, then you're good.
Yep.
And that really wasn't the truth, but that's what everyone thought. And so yeah, Prince's office hit me up when that record got to number 3 on the pop charts. It already hit number 1 on the R&B and rap charts. But when it got to number 3 on the pop charts and it went to number 4, I got a call from Prince, his office, and they said that they wanted $100,000 for that. So we had to ante it up.
Eddie, is that all you had to give up for that?
See, what you're saying, Guy, makes total sense to me as a mature man. But back then, I was like, $100,000 for a word? Are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? Like, back then, yeah.
Mechanical royalty.
Exactly. And master rights. Like, if you sample something from a record, period, it could be a kick drum, a snare. They may not come after you, but if they did, they could get you just for the fact that you're sampling another owner's master.
Another master, exactly.
You're sampling another master. You know what I'm saying? Period. It doesn't matter how long it is or not.
That $100,000 was worth it. That's one of the best. That's a beautiful, beautiful song. And
thank you, man. Thank you.
I was a huge fan. When the video came out, it's funny. Warren was on there saying that you was my twin, but when the video came out, I used to have dreads. Steve, you know, I had dreads back then. So, like my cousins were calling me like, "Yo, you got to," they knew I was an artist. They're like, "Yo, you got a new record, right?" And I'm like, "That's Group Arrested Development."
No. Hey, Speech, we ain't gonna let him get away with this one. Every now and then, this segment of the show is called "Snitch It All Out." Look, he was in a village in New York. He was acting like Speech. He was doing a show like everything. And he's like, yo, look, I'm gonna find the footage right now. I'm not even gonna go there.
Here we go.
I'm not even gonna go there.
Listen.
Yo, Speech.
No, seriously, but I was like, so when I finally saw it, I think it was on Video Music Box. I was like, yo, this song is special. This is what I've been looking for. So it was for a cat like me who was like, I was hip hopped out, but I really, really was looking for something else because I was also heavy in the slide, heavy in the James Brown, heavy in the Michael Jackson, Prince. And so it was like, the possibilities of what hip hop could be expanded with you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Direct line to Outkast, direct line to what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
To people like that understood the expansiveness of hip hop.
Yeah. Hey, Speech. Guy is real close friends with KP.
KP's my brother. Yeah.
KP.
Down in Atlanta.
KP. Down in Atlanta. Yeah. But so like we was talking about winning the Grammys, excited, but then you won 2 Grammys, bro.
2 Grammys, bro. 2. And nominated for a 3rd. Yeah.
Oh my God. So the second one, you're sitting there and they calling out and this is like the whole lineup and you be like, nah, I won 1. I don't think they're gonna give me the second one. And then all of a sudden, Arrested Development. You're like, oh my God.
Crazy. It's crazy. But it was a weird time though, because I'll tell you this. First of all, an inside thing that some of your viewers won't know is that I sort of knew we might win, and they don't tell you who's going to win, but when they tell you where you got to sit specifically, like for instance, I wanted to sit near the back, and it's like, nah, you should sit up near the front, and you should sit near the end so you could get out easily. You know, and I'm like, I was like, and then also, by the time we won that second joint, I was like, yo, crazy. But I knew we was going to get some possible blowback from some of the hip hop world because, here we are, a new group coming from Atlanta, which, you know how it was back in those days, East Coast, West Coast. So Atlanta wasn't doing nothing. So in a huge way. So, we're winning from Atlanta. This is prior to Outkast, prior to Goody Mob, prior to all of that. So, I just felt like, wow, we're winning a lot of stuff. I hope this doesn't, fire back on us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, get crazy. Yeah.
The South versus everybody.
But y'all were undeniably hip hop. It didn't feel like, it wasn't like what we felt about, you know, Hammer.
Right. Yeah.
No disrespect, because I love Hammer, but you know,
me too.
We understood that felt more of in a pop way. Y'all went pop, but it felt.
I agree with you.
Right,
yeah,
I'm trying to figure.
So I want to give a shout out. Let you know, because I'm a woman, and I want to shout out your wife Yolanda. I want to shout her out.
Wow, I love
absolutely.
That's my
standing by your side. That's standing by your side. Yes, absolutely.
31 years. 31 years.
Whoa, that's beautiful.
Beautiful. You know, you said that people like probably think they was too pop. How can you be too pop, man? You Afrocentric. Man.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. I agree with that. That's crazy. There was a lot of people. There was some people, I should say a lot. There was some people really trying to hit us on that though, like trying as if we knew that a song, you know, about a homeless man or you know,
or you paid them. You paid them. Listen, I'm paying y'all to make me win.
Exactly right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy.
I'll say songs like Wild Thing and
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
for pop.
Exactly. That's created to be a pop smash, right? You know
man.
I got a question. Was Dion Farris actually part of the group, or was she just a guest vocalist?
Always a guest. Always a guest. And that was on her decision. Like it's funny. I met Dion the same night I met her at the time fiance Roz, who was in the group. So I met Roz and her the same day. Roz I wanted in the group really just for his image. I didn't even know if he had talent, but the brother was crazy talented. And then Dion, I wanted her in the group because of her voice. She's like a beast. And she said, no, I always wanted to do solo stuff. So that's what I'm going to still do. But I'll rock with you and I'll do, you know, whatever you need me to do on a certain song or whatever, I'll do that. But she's never was part of the group.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she definitely what's up. Definitely got I think she probably got a record deal just by singing on your stuff. She got her own
solo. For sure.
Yeah. And I mean, and I give it to her. Number one, she's a beast on the vocals, but number two, her record, that first Wild Seed, I think it's called Wild Seed or Wildflower or something. And that was a beast record. That was a fantastic record, man. Y'all got to peep that joint.
Matter of fact, wasn't Randy Jackson producing that?
Randy Jackson produced. This is before the American Idol days. You know what I'm saying?
On Randy Jackson. Randy Jackson behind a lot of those.
And then that joint she did on Love Jones too. That
Love Jones, Penny.
The Hopeless joint.
Yeah.
That's it. That was deep. I love that joint. Yeah.
I also thought your second album was wild underrated, man. So
I
agree. The energy around the label, and you know, it felt like you didn't get the same. There was some blowback, maybe. You know?
Everything imploded in every way. So, like the labels, first of all, started getting bought out by other big labels. Mm-hmm. So then the presidents, all the way down to the people working the record, were all changed and switched out. And then you know how it goes when you have a hit record. I'm sure it happened to y'all too. Everybody at the label wants to claim it. So,
yes.
All the different people at different levels want to claim that they had everything to do with it. You know what I mean? And so they were doing that type of stuff, messing with who should run what. And so by the time that second record came out, it just was hard to promote because the same staff wasn't there as the ones that was there before. And, there was a synergy that we had on that first album that was gone by the second album. So, yeah, it was one of those,
What about internally in the group? Was it
internally? That was basically the exact same thing that happened with us internally. I mean, I don't know if y'all went through this with Force MDs, but I'll say this, like, when it's your first record, your first time ever getting money, what starts to happen is people start looking at, well, who's getting the most money and why? So I was getting the most money because I'm producing and I'm writing. I'm the rapper of the songs. So now people are looking at me sideways like, well, why is he getting more on this check than I'm getting? You know what I'm saying? So then if you don't know the industry yet, then you're looking sideways like, well, what's going on? What is he doing? So then people started doubting, feeling like I'm stealing money from people and blah, blah, blah. And not to mention, I don't know if this ever happened with anybody here, but like in our group, because I'm the lead vocalist, we would do photo shoots and the photographer would always, like, if I was on the side or in the back or wherever, the photographer would like, put him in the middle, put him, and then push it back, push this girl back. So like, you know, and then I'm young. I didn't realize that. Okay, wait, I could probably really help this thing out and try to, you know, speak up. But I didn't do that because I didn't know what the rules were either.
But you were the face of the group. But
I,
then maybe you didn't lead in a proper
no,
way in terms of.
I mean, I'll be honest. I was 21 years old, 22 years old, and at that time, I just, you know, and it was our first record out, so I didn't really understand it. And we're from Georgia, so it's like
pretty much following the flow.
we was following I was following the flow, and
Yeah.
we didn't have friends that had deals already. So I didn't have people that was like, so how do I work this? I didn't have anybody I could tap on the shoulder. Like, how do I do this? You know what I mean?
But the problem too is that somebody didn't really explain it, that you were the point of the group, and so that you know, that's a tough pill to swallow.
It is
when you're doing the kumbaya thing and we all together. But the reality is that you're producing the record. You know, it might have should have been speech and the rest of the, you know, it was like
yeah.
So
it was tough.
in your regard, you were just Prince in the Revolution, and you were the Prince.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so there had to be a hierarchy that, you know, it's the reason it was Sly and the Family Stone, because you know you have to let people know that this is really the guy that's putting this all together.
So speech. So the elder in the group, he didn't come and say, "I'm the oldest. I should get the most money." No, he didn't.
Let me tell you, Baba was so above it all, man.
Like, give me the most.
Like Baba OJ was when we met. When we met, he was 57. By the time we got a deal, he was 60, and we're all 20. And so, like, Baba was above it all. To him, it was like, okay, I'm gonna mess around with this. This is hip hop. He wasn't into hip hop. Don't get me wrong. He was into blues music. You know, he's from Mississippi, so he's like a Delta blues dude.
Yeah.
His thing was like, okay, I'm learning about this whole hip hop culture. Let me try to teach these youngins what to do best and all of that stuff. But he was above it all, man. He was above all of that.
That's beautiful. It was beautiful that y'all brought that energy into the.
That was beautiful. Yeah, that made it like a connection. You know, connecting generations together. That was good.
No doubt.
Yes.
And we needed that as a people. So I felt like that was a good look for us to keep that family structure. You know, so elders.
He was pretty much like Papa Wu for Wu-Tang, like Papa Wu.
Exactly.
Your speech.
Yeah.
I know one thing that nobody knows. I don't think the Force MDs know. Can you please tell them what made you become a minister?
That's a great question. And now, I mean, I'm curious what your thought is, but for me personally, like, okay, so there's a sister named Nisha that was singing with. I auditioned her, and she got into my group. But this is when I was a solo artist, because AD at that time had split and we weren't really recording. And so Nisha started talking to me about the Bible. For me at the time, I was not down with the Bible. I was like, whatever, you know, saying that's like some white man stuff and blah blah blah. And so at the time, I finally started to get into it, started studying the Bible with some people. I got converted December 8th, 1996. And then the church that I was with, they immediately wanted me to be in the ministry. And so I started an arts ministry with another brother named Larry. And we started this arts ministry, and we was helping artists come to God. And yeah, I just did it to me, I felt like Jesus was the most revolutionary man I'd ever read about and ever, you know, learned about. So I was like, okay, I want to do
incredible.
Yeah. So that was my reasoning.
Wow.
And I want to talk a bit about your solo stuff. One time I was in Japan, and you like Michael Jackson in Japan. Like,
yeah, Japan.
Japan is
beautiful.
Speeches.
Beautiful,
man.
Man.
In Japan. Like,
wow. This is good. That's a good one there, guy.
And any idea you were doing these solo records? And I don't even know if some stuff you were doing exclusively in Japan.
Exclusively for Japan. Yeah.
Wow.
Clearly, I was like, wow, speeches huge in Japan.
Yeah, you know what's happening is, like, when I dropped my first solo album, it was just self-titled, called Speech. It was in 1996. I had my first my son at that same year, and basically it did really bad in the States. It sold like 15,000 copies in the States, and I was depressed as ever. And I'm on tour at the time, and I'm looking through Billboard, and I'm trying to find where my record is on the charts, and it was somewhere in the low 90s. And I was like, man, and it was going down. So then I started flipping through the pages and I went to the charts in Japan, and I never looked at the charts in Japan. So I was like, whatever. And I'm looking down there. Is my record even anywhere on here? It wasn't. Then I looked to number 1. And who was there? Oh, yo! I was like, our record's number 1 in Japan.
Wow.
I was like, yo, I called my manager. There you go. I called my manager immediately. And I said, yo, we got to go to Japan. So about a month later, we scheduled a full-blown tour. It was all sold out. The record was going bananas in Japan. So I started releasing records in Japan only because Japan was just so special, man. I love
you that love.
Showing that love.
Sometimes, yeah.
Listen, you said 15. You said 15,000.
15,000.
Yo, I have 15. How about that? 15.
15. Close family members, close family members.
Yeah, that's it.
You know something? It's a real factor, man.
Hey, Lady Rain.
Sometimes people out of the country treat you better than your own country, man.
Absolutely.
They give you more love, man.
And the different states.
Never respected in his hometown. Yep, that's so true. It's so true.
Just like the what's the I don't want to be racial. The Chinese group BSK. What their name? Those guys.
Yeah, I know you.
You know what I'm talking about, guy?
BTS.
Yeah, BTS. They're the biggest thing in the States right now. They barely can talk English, you know, but
yes.
That tells you the vice versa. Out here be the biggest thing.
Thank you, Mary.
I worked a lot with, I work a lot with Pharaoh Monch, and
Pharaoh's my dude. Shout out to Pharaoh.
In Australia is huge. In New Zealand, in South Africa, and he's huge. So
I'm so glad too.
I spent a bunch of last decade just on the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Touring, doing Finland, and
Yep. Yeah.
Copenhagen and stuff, and doing all that doing Russia, doing everywhere but the States.
Yeah, Pharaoh deserves that too because he's such an artist. Like he's a true artist. He's not just an MC; he's an artist all around. The dude is like so well-rounded as an artist, man, and such a philosopher and a thinker, and he's a beast, man, with the rhymes, of course. But,
beast mode. He's a beautiful, beautiful spirit, man.
I agree with that.
Like yourself, man. He's beautiful.
We connected because he was supposed to be on our new album for the F and Love that's out now. He was supposed to be on that joint, man. It just didn't work out because
he was caught up in doing his 13 project.
That's exactly right. He was working on his project, and he told me that straight up. He was like, I want to do it, but I got to finish this, blah, blah, blah.
He was so caught up in doing that. I executive produced that album, but that's...
Oh, word up. Yeah, man. Salute on that. It's a great record.
But, he was caught up doing it, but I know he would love to work with we talk about you a lot, man. We talk about, those records and how they moved us.
Speaking of the ministry thing, I got to salute to, I don't know if you probably know him. He's from Atlanta. He lives in Atlanta. Montel Jordan.
Oh, yeah. Montel's my dude.
Yeah.
Salute to Montel Jordan, wherever you at, baby.
Shout out to you. Montel.
I don't know if you knew speech. Montel actually ministered me and Khalil's uncle Jesse D from Force MD's funeral. He did the eulogy.
Oh, word, did he?
Yeah, he did a great job.
Great, fantastic.
Bro. Oh man, he did a phenomenal job, man.
Well, Montel and his wife Kristen, I think her name is Kristen.
Yeah.
They're just the most genuine people, and they're seriously believers. It's funny because at the time I was in a church, and our whole thing in our church was study the Bible with people. So I'm trying to study the Bible with Montel and his wife, and little known to me, he's trying to do the same thing with me and my wife. So he invites me over to his crib. They're getting us in the Bible study, and we're like, no, I'm trying to get you in a Bible study. We all good. Everybody's good. Let's just chill and have a good time. It was funny, man. Like that was, dude is a real sincere dude. I love him.
He really is, man. Salute to him all day, man. Salute to him all day.
Yeah.
When you were first doing Arrested Development, and the philosophies around were very, like I said, Afrocentric, and it felt like collective. What was your relationship with Christianity at that point? Did you have none, or were you?
I had no formal relationship at that time because my thing was at that time was as a white man's religion, and it's there to just further oppress us. So that was my take on it. But I did believe in God at that time.
Of course.
So like I would use words. Lord, I've really been real stressed, or
Right.
I totally believed in God. I just didn't necessarily feel like the Christian route was the route that I would ever sign on to at that time. So that's where I was at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, because it doesn't seem incongruous. It still seems like obviously the spiritual element of Arrested Development was obvious. I was just wondering. I often wondered, coming from because it didn't feel like Islam.
Yeah.
In that way, it felt like Southern.
Yeah, Southern like religion.
Baptist or something.
Yeah.
Southern, but with a nod towards traditions of Africa.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true. That's very true. And that is what, at the time I was dibbling and dabbling with Yoruba, I was dibbling and dabbling with the Hebrew Israelites. I was dibbling and dabbling with Islam as far as the Nation of Islam. So, it's like trying to figure it all out, trying to find my, trying to find my vibe, trying to find my tribe,
Let me ask you this, Speech. Let me ask you this. Right now it's 2022. It's two questions. Pretty much what you're doing now, and what do you think about the hip hop culture now? What's your thoughts on it?
Great question.
Right now, we got a brand new album out. It's called For the Effin' Love. It's a celebration of hip hop. It's a fantastic record, if I must say so myself. I got Big Daddy Kane on there.
Wow.
I got
the Kane record's hard. I heard that.
The Sugar Hill Gang is on there. Bumpy Knuckles is on there. Moni Love is on there. G Love and Special Sauce is on there. My gosh, I know I'm forgetting a few people.
Me, you forgot me, Pebblee Poo.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
I was trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah. So it's crazy. Like the record is crazy. It's out now. So we're excited. We're about to tour that. We got about 50 dates coming up throughout all of Europe, and we haven't been able to get to Japan because of the COVID thing yet. But when that opens up, it'll be hot. We got some United States shows too. So that's love. And then how I feel about hip hop is that the cycle is starting to turn around to where we've had enough degrading stuff and stuff that's been in a very slim category of content, like what they're talking about. So we've had enough of that for a long time. And now a lot of people that grew up on hip hop like us, they want some hip hop that they can enjoy again. So it's really looking good for people like us. I feel like we're all able to create again.
History repeats itself. That's the bottom line.
I totally
History
agree.
repeats itself. I said that all the time. People gonna get tired. I'm done. I'm just completely done. But with me, I keep it moving.
So it's an Arrested Development album.
Arrested Development For the Effin' Love. Yeah. It's on all the streaming services.
Who's still in the group? What's the formation of the group now?
Now, so back in I'm gonna say like 2003 or 5, somewhere in there, other members started coming into the group. So a guy named One Love, dude named JJ Boogie, they came in the group, started working with us, and Ishii was still in the group, but Headliner wasn't. And so long story short, now it's just me as the original the original members. But the members that are with me and have been with me for like 24 years. So it's been a long time. We've been releasing new music. So yeah, I would say if anybody's trying to catch up on Arrested Development, get this new album For the Effin' Love and get our last album, Don't Fight Your Demons. Those two records to me are just as good or better than the first debut.
The record with Big Daddy Kane is hard. I heard that.
It's hard. It's hard, man. Kane record too. It's beautiful. It's just great music.
Hold up. So that was the reason you was on the stage with Big Daddy Kane that day, huh?
That's right. Well, we had already recorded the joint, but I wanted him to be in the video too. So he was in Atlanta with KRS-One. You was at the show.
Yeah, I was there.
KRS-One, Kumo D, everybody. Kwame. So he was in town and he came to our video shoot right before he came to that show. Wow. And he asked me that day, because I said, yo, can I get tickets? It's sold out. I can't get tickets to come in. He said, I'll do you better than that. Why don't you rock with me tonight? And I was like, done.
Done deal.
I was seeing earlier. I was there. That guy, I think he missed. He tore the place down. Speech came the whole place up, man. One song just tore it down, B.
It was incredible.
Tell everybody where they can find you on social. I follow you on Instagram. You're a great follow.
Thank you.
So people should. Is it just at Speech? I didn't.
Yes, at Speech __ on Instagram and Twitter. I don't do Facebook too much anymore, and I don't do TikTok. I just don't know how to do it.
Don't feel bad. Me either.
I'm like, that's just, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. Let my kids rock with that.
It's A1, so people should catch you on that.
Yeah, Speech __
And Speech, did you ever get a chance to meet Prince?
I did. So Prince invited me out to his place a few times, and one time I messed up because now I understand that when Prince calls you, you go. So that's what I've learned.
Automatically.
But I didn't know that. So like for me, my viewpoint was everybody's a person. Like, you know, nobody is a god. No man is a god. Right. So for me, I was like, yo, I love you, Prince. He's my favorite artist, but I got this mastering session I got to do. So he called me and I didn't drop the mastering session and I did it. And he looked at that as a diss. So he didn't want to talk to me for a while. So then after a minute, he invited me to Paisley Park, and me and my guy Foley went out, and he hid. When I got there, he invited me. When I got there, he hid behind a two-way mirror and would not come out the entire time. So then the last time I hooked up with Prince, we did hang out and we talked and everything was good. Me and my queen went to, he didn't celebrate birthdays, but he had a birthday party in a sense. And he had a party at Paisley Park, and I was there with an artist named Victor Wooten, bass player extraordinaire. And he did come out and we talked and we chopped it up. But it was good, man. Prince is an amazing dude, obviously.
Yeah.
Just absolutely.
You know what? A Speech, Prince called me that day, man. He said, yo, man, can you holler at the guy's Speech? I said, I'm still waiting for him to give me credit for the album and stuff like that. I said, man, you look at me right now. So he said, yo, call your guy. So just right now. And Guy was like, yo, Khalil, don't get involved with it like that. Let it just flow. Don't get involved. So the Speech, you know, I apologize.
Now I know the backstory.
I kind of helped out. And but Guy would say, yo, Khalil, don't. We were like, look, I'm going on tour for our month. We might hit Japan, but we were thinking about it. Since Speech is #1 in Japan, we probably gonna go to Finland. But so it's all right. So, Guy, good looking on that advice, man. But yeah, but hold on.
I always get pulled into this.
Look, this is it right here. Look, this is it. Arrested Development for the effing love. This is it, right?
Yep, that's it right there.
That's dope. The picture's dope, man.
Who's that dope?
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah. Her name is Fila La La. She's a singer herself, and she's an artist. She's a millennial.
When you say that name again, her name is what?
Fila La La. That's her name, Fila.
Yeah. Love it.
And she spells it out, Fila La La. Like,
wow.
She adds the extra la's to it.
That's
Is she from Atlanta?
No, she's not. I don't know where she's from. We've only met online. I haven't met her in person yet.
What?
Yep. The COVID days, that's how we're doing stuff right now.
Listen. You ain't never lied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never lied.
Hey, let me say this Speech. We got this brother coming up right now. This dude coming up next. You probably seen him from the Power book, and I hope he ain't on yet. He got blasted Sunday, man. They blasted him Sunday on the show.
Zeke from Power. Yeah, Zeke.
They took him out. They took.
Zeke.
Yeah.
I watched Power, man. Power is incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just watched the Tommy one.
Yes.
I watched that too. Yeah.
Me too. Isn't that something? Oh my God, Tommy is crazy.
Tommy a wild boy.
I gotta salute 50 Cent for going to that movie.
Yes.
The Power Universe. He changed it into like the gangster Marvel.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, for me personally, a lot of times I don't like watching those shows where it's stereotyping us as drug dealers. But the difference if people watch these shows, it really doesn't glorify drug dealing to me.
Right.
Like, to me, it doesn't glorify it. Like, to me, you see almost everybody dies, first of all. And then second of all,
nobody wins, right?
Nobody wins. And then it shows a lot of other ethnicities, not just Black people who are in the game.
Yes.
So you see it as a huge thing, not just a Black thing, and I like that. So, like, for me, I think it's good
like real. Everything they do is exactly what's be happening out there in the street. It's
exactly
nothing made up.
Right. I agree. So I like.
It's exactly what's going on. So I tip my hat off to. I applaud him
Yeah,
I don't care what he do, but Power, I have to watch it. It's
Me
like
too. I like it. I
you know,
like it a lot.
I think 50. He's probably in charge of picking the writers for the show and all that. That's very
Yes.
important. You got to pick the right people. He's picking.
yes,
Listen, he's directing episodes too.
Yeah.
You know, so
yes,
Yeah, he
yes.
did. I think he directed the last episode
yeah,
or the
he's
one
he's
before.
directing. He's
Yeah.
I gotta say, he's a genius. He's a
you can
genius
have
at
your
what he
you can
does.
have your next
I agree
act
with
and
that.
your
I
next
agree.
act and your next act, and you don't have to be boxed in, because you're wildly successful at one thing.
Yep.
He's proven that and many other people have proven that you can have longevity in many ways.
Yes.
Including yourself, Speech. You know what I'm saying? Including yourself, brother.
Yeah, he pretty much 50 pretty much conquered the music game and the film game.
Yeah. He came in like a powerhouse. I mean,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
dude, ever since he really came in, I mean, he's been doing something that's kept our attention at all points. You know what I mean?
All points. It's not a dull
right.
moment. It's
No,
not a
no.
dull moment.
But yo, let me
And
just
he's still
16
making
bars.
music. And he's still making music.
Yep.
How about
16
that?
bars. I'm sorry, Pam. I
Yo,
apologize.
listen, I'm tired of you guys.
I'm sorry, baby. Don't beat me up.
I'm tired of you guys. I'm coming for you guys.
The 16 bars. Where can we
Genie.
find that?
So 16 bars, you could definitely get it on YouTube. You're going to pay about $4 or something, but it's on YouTube. And check it out. It's called 16 Bars, the film. So if you
What's the next? What's next for you in that arena, in the film arena? Are you still looking to do more films? And
Yeah. I want to do a show, another Nigga Factory Part 3.
Yep.
And I plan to do a lot of TV, like a lot of movies, documentaries. So we'll see, what God's will is. But like for me personally, I want to do that. So that's some of my dreams right now. Yeah.
Yo, let me ask you something real quick. I was talking to Chubb Rock the day before yesterday, and Chubb said,
Chubb, shout out to Chubb.
Salute to Chubb, my man.
Salute to Chubb. I love Chubb Rock.
Chubb said, Khalil, he said, yo, did you ever see Tales of the Tour Bus? Did anybody ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Cartoons,
It's crazy.
right?
Fantastic.
I didn't see that. I didn't see it.
It's hilarious, man. You got to check it out.
The Miles Davis, the Betty Davis one, insane.
It's hilarious.
Oh
Rick
my
James,
Rick
Funky
James.
Kelly.
Yeah,
Oh, it's incredible. Prince, yes.
And so with stories, people telling stories about being on a tour and being on a tour bus, but they animate it and they tell a story in cartoon form. It's crazy.
Wow. I got to see that.
Hey, Pooh, he was telling me about the James Brown story, how James Brown never got high, nothing. He was real strict, and somebody gave him something, and that was it. He was addicted after that. My guy?
Wow.
Yeah, right? You seen that one? I was like, oh, shoot, man.
But hurts my heart to this day. James Brown, Angel Dust, out of anything. How did he get with that?
He had that?
Yeah.
Angel Dust?
Wow.
Was that before his feet was fast or after?
No.
After. In the middle.
Salute to James Brown. We have to wrap it up. Hey, let me just say this. Look, man. Myself, Guy, Steve, and Pebblee, man, we want to thank you for your time coming on.
Thank y'all, man. I had a great time with y'all.
We ain't drink champs, but we still giving flowers out too. You know what I mean?
I love it, man. It's got to be more than giving flowers. I love that. You know what I'm saying? This is good.
It's just like to us. This is like history for our kids and generations to come. That to see that this man, while he was on Earth in his journey, he made a difference. He changed the whole trajectory of the culture with an energy that was so authentic that people had to submit and bow down to it because it was
come on, baby.
powerful. And then it created a whole subculture and a new culture of people trying to keep the conscious, ability to function with their talent and with their art alive. And that's your point. Like bridging the different, groups, like the old man Baba and all that, bridging the whole family, how we are all a family, bringing it all together. And I think that right there is priceless. And we appreciate you.
Yes.
And we love you for what you're doing, and we wish you much success. And on this one thing.
Two things. You go first.
No, I'm gonna say the one thing. I'm just gonna say this speech, and I'm just keeping it real right here. If this happens again, man, it's gonna be a problem, man. It's gonna be a problem. And I'm coming after people right now. Before I wasn't doing that, but I don't get my credit. I'm coming after people now.
The second thing, yo, you better reach out to your girl Pebblee Poo and put me on one of them tracks, yo.
No doubt. Give me your information, Pebblee Poo. I'm ready to do it. Let's do this. I'm ready.
Hey, speech. I need you to. I want you to do something for the Force, man. We just put out a Valentine's song, man. It's been out, but it's a Valentine's anthem we did. It's called Happy Valentine's, man. It just got on iTunes. It was yesterday, Carlos.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Congratulations.
You bring it like an old school vibe, like just to keep the old school vibe going. But
Carlos' coat look like a carpet, but it's good.
Yo, man, we love you, brother. We love you, brother.
Love y'all too, man. Much love to y'all, man. Thank you.
Salute, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chingerai too. Shout out to Chingerai for the.
Oh, my brother. Chinge, that's right. Shout out Chinge. I thought of this. I channeled it.
Yep.
Speech said it before I said it. But please don't do that again. And next time, text me and say, "Yo, say Chinge. Don't do me like that." So shout out to Chingerai. We love you, bro.
Listen, everybody in the chat, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere.
Speech, don't go nowhere. We want to introduce this brother to you, because just in case you run into him in your endeavors. All right,
I got it right
here. We bringing him on right now. Guy, you leaving?
I gotta run.
Oh, Guy. No, look. So, this is what we do to people like Guy. What you call that? Leave us like this. This is what we do.
Speech, love, man.
This is what we do. The shit out of them. Don't ever come on and leave like that without us knowing. All right?
Sorry, I thought it was till 11. I gotta run. I love y'all.
All right, yo, Guy, we love you, baby. All right?
Peace.
Love you, bro.
All right. Hey, before you leave, we want to bring this brother on. This is the brother right here.
Yeah.
Talented brother, man. Yo, this brother's talented, man.
Very talented.
I see him backstage. He's like, he's ready to fight me. I'm like, I ain't do that to you, bro. Yo, put your hands down, son. Yo, son, put your hands down, son. Why you speech? I need you to bring out the barber to break all this shit up. He got his hands up. What's going on here?
Oh my God.
This is the brother right here, man. Speech, I know you gotta go. This is the brother right here, Daniel Lee, right here from
Daniel Lee. I want to shout you out, brother. Much love to you, man. I love your work, man.
Wow, thank you so much. That means so much. Thank you.